It is not every day a human rights activist gets roasted, not by the state, but by the very people they have fought for. But that's exactly what happened to Hussein Khalid, the man who stood firm during the Gen Z protest, spoke out on the Albert Ojwang killing, and raised the alarm on Tanzania's post-election bloodbath, suddenly found himself on the receiving end of a nationwide fury, all thanks to a roadblock, a camera, and a squad you don't want to mess up with.
Rest of the team, confirm copied, over.
Earlier yesterday, Hussein hit social media demanding the immediate release of a group of rights activists arrested in Marireni near Malindi. They had confronted officers at a checkpoint, insisting they remove their balaclavas while presenting a court order, stating that police in public must wear uniforms and be visibly identifiable. Those arrested included big civil society names, for instance, Helef Khalifa, Matthias Chipeta, Salma Hamed, Francis Auma, Atrash, Bwana Roba, and Brian. But instead of the usual chorus of support, Kenyans online snapped back. And it all boiled down to the video Hussein himself shared on Twitter, one that showed the activists confronting a stone-faced officer, demanding he lift his face mask. Calm, composed, and clearly trained, the officer didn't retaliate, but Kenyans watching did.
Who's safety? Why not Kisumu? Who is safety? Why not other part of the country? Why here? Huh? When was the why here? Bima unefu acheni bwana. No, it's too much. It's too much, bro. 10 years. No. My name is Francis. And you, I don't have ID. Why don't you show your ID? Why don't you put ID yako na utoe sura nikuone? I don't know you. Check your ID. Maana kama koti imesema mkifanya operation, lazima sura. Yeah. Wewe put your ID. Wewe unasikia jina lako, don't have ID, sioni sura yako. I don't see your face. When none sikujui. The problem kuwa umeingiza kwa ID. Wewe pia sikujui nani. Mbona sura yako
It turns out the officer wasn't just any cop. He was a member of the elite SOG, Special Operations Group, a covert, highly trained unit specialized in preempting terror threats. The checkpoint where this went down isn't just some random traffic stop. It is one of Kenya's most sensitive counter-terror corridors, a gateway constantly on alert for infiltration.
So the warrior just lies around the wall and then it's a building.
You see, members of the SOG operate under strict concealment protocols. Face coverings are non-negotiable. It is not about dodging accountability. It is about surviving the job. These officers hunt terror cells before they strike, and blowing their cover isn't just reckless, it is dangerous for them and the country.
Our team at the ground.
While the activists leaned on a court ruling, Kenyans online were quick to point out a small but crucial detail in the directive from the court. The court had ordered police to wear name tags and uniforms when interacting with protesters. However, this wasn't a protest. It was a standard checkpoint, and the activists were traveling passengers, not a demonstration squad. And just when you thought the drama had peaked, the internet did what it does best. It dug.
I don't remember my history. What I remember is from 1990.
Kenyans unearthed a video of one of the arrested activists, Helef Khalifa, making disturbing anti-Kikuyu remarks. In the resurfaced clip, Khalifa is seen telling members of the Kikuyu community to leave Lamu, accusing them of eroding Islamic culture and displacing native residents.
Na yule mwehu Gachagua aposimama akaanza kuzungumza Kikikuyu. Lamu shina la Uislamu, Lamu shina la Uswahili. Leo wanakuja kutoka nje wanazungumza Kikikuyu kama kuonesha sasa sisi ndio wanati. Who ni Uislamu ambao wapigwa vita, na msiogope wala kuona haya. Mimi naambia kitu kimoja, ikije siku ya kura, simameni, wekeni mstari hapa hivi, waambie Wakikuyu, ikiwa mtaka kusimama meya, governor o senator o bunge, rudini kwenu. Hapa kuna watu lazima watakawakilishwe na watu wa Amu, sio mtoke nyinyi kule Wakikuyu mwaje kuwakilisha hapa. Na musiogope, semeni hadharani, hii kura ni baina sisi na Wakikuyu, na hatutaki Wakikuyu kusimama kwetu hapa. Itakuwaje leo watoke huko waje Amu wawakilishe watu Amu? Watu Amu wako hapo wamekufa. Ikiwa kunena, waneneni hadharani, wala msiogope. Huu ni Uislamu wapigwa. Hii election ya juzi 2022, Umra alimchagua MCA, what's her name, nominated na nimemsahau jina lake, akamchagua yeye awe MCA. Yale makaratasi yapofika Nairobi, yale majina yote ambao walitia pale, maana mpaka kwa peleko ABC waliwatolewa majina yote, wakaenda kuatia Wakikuyu wote. Paul Mwite akaandika barua akasema, hapana, ifutwe hiyo, wachagulie wale Umra ambao alichagua. Hawakufanya. Huyo nani alikuwa Fathia, aitwa Fathia Umra. Ushafahamu? Sasa wafanya vile wanavyotaka kuonesha kwamba hao wengine kama vitakataka tu. Itakuwaje leo nominated MP wachague Mkikuyu kutoka bara huko, ajaletwa hapa nominated ni hiyo, na watu wamenyamaza kimya? Sikilizeni, mwambie, jiulizeni kwa nini North Eastern hatokei kabila yote nyingine isipokuwa Msomali? Kwa sababu wakasema hasimame mtu hapa isipokuwa sisi wenyewe, hasimami. Na usituambie mambo ya Al-Shabaab sio Somalia. Ikiwa watu ndio Al-Shabaab vijana, sababu zatoka hizi. Juzi tulitoka hapa mimi na nani Francis yule pale, simama Francis Ouma pale, polisi Amu sipo kwa hospitali zamani, basi ile ardhi wakaomba kapakina maharusi. OCPD na OCS wakajenga kanisa pale. Sato 20 kuna msikiti. Riyadh haiko mbali, na unaishi pale wengi Waislamu. Ardhi ina title deed, ina kila kitu. Huku usikonisha na unyonge. Tukatoka hapa tukaenda kule tukapigizana makelele nao kweli, kesi iko kotini. Haya mambo msidinio. Huu ni Uislamu ambao unapigwa, na nyinyi simameni museme wazi hadharani, asisimame Mkikuyu yoyote, na ikiwa na hamu ya kusimama arudi kwa.
The comments were divisive, ugly, and definitely not forgotten. Armed with that footage and the context around the elite squad's role, Kenyans stand on Hussein Khalid hard. Once a revered rights defender, he was suddenly being called out for tone-deaf advocacy and political opportunism. And this is what Kenyans had to say. There is no impunity here. Hussein, it is just a few fellow feelings entitled. Every other Kenyan undergoes the same process of search, identification, and clearance. Nobody is special, even with a white council. The officers are deployed in a terror zone and have to mask up for their very own security and operational camouflage. Basic knowledge. Maybe even amongst the fellows, some of them are terror sympathizers sent to test waters if there can be a through pass. Harassing special ops officers is unwarranted, and sometimes activism should have boundaries. You can see the officer has not much interest, just to identify and clear. Another added saying, Hussein, when Al-Shabaab strike, will you post here how court orders were followed to allow terrorists to come to this country and carry out targeted killings against our security personnel. Wacha mchezo. Those patriots are doing a very good job. Lastly, one said, sit out on this. You guys have been moving with terrorists in those vehicles, and so it's necessary for everyone to get frisked. I hear one asking why not Kisumu, as if he doesn't know those Somali bandits come from Somalia through Lamu, Kilifi, Mombasa Road. You're just disgusting. Wow.